I want to congratulate the upcoming class of 2015. 4 years ago when I arrived at Walton, many of you here were with me in freshman English. And this year, many of you here were also with me in senior English. Consequently, because of this journey we took together, this class has a special place in my heart. Tomorrow night, the NBA's Eastern Conference Championship comes to town for the first time ever. A question many of us are asking is, how in the world did the Atlanta Hawks become so good? This is a franchise that hasn't won consecutive playoff rounds since 1958. Last summer, the owner made some ugly remarks that will cause ownership of the team to change hands. Their current year began in flux. The general manager is still on temporary leave. Then, they won 60 games, even 19 in a row. I can begin to answer this question with one word: selflessness. When the 2015 Coach of the Year, Mike Budenholzer, came from San Antonio this year, he brought the same successful formula the Spurs followed: selflessness. Other teams have stars that hog the ball and the glory. On a typical trip down the floor, these Hawks pass the ball around 6 times before one of the talented athletes shoots the ball. That is, Millsap to Carroll, to Hartford, to Teague, to Corvor, to Carroll again, to Millsap for the shot. 6 passes. This has created a culture of not just winning, but of selflessness, humility, sacrifice, and no glorious stars. I have dwelled on how to take Coach Bud's formula and apply it to successful teaching in the classroom. The activity that I am most proud of in the classroom is the use of Socratic discussions. The emphasis of the speaking and of the teaching is not on me, but instead of a community of learners. In the beginning, some students were used to just making 1 or 2 statements for grading purposes, then pretended to listen for the rest of the way to the discussion. Now, they learn that the grade for the discussion comes from the collective quality and flow of the discussion. To earn an A, they must be in a discussion where 1 or 2 speakers do not dominate the discussion, where everyone must participate, where everyone comes to the discussion prepared. In the beginning, sometimes the discussions bombed, but eventually the discussions worked. A primary part of the learning in our class comes from the engaged students who cease to even think of these discussions as something for grades. They look forward to the discussions. Why? Selflessness. Common, dignified purpose. My students know that in discussions, we literally throw a ball around the classroom, and whoever has the ball has the floor. So Davis speaks and passes the ball to Bittinger, who passes to Lieberman, to Wolf, to Kelso, to Myrick, and back to Davis for another comment. Once again, 6 passes. No one is dominating the discussion. Everyone is contributing. After a short time, no ball is needed. The discussion is organic, fluid, and brilliant. So how do these students in these classes apply the lessons they learned in Socratic discussions? This selflessness. In the fall, the British literature teachers asked the students to come to the Land of 1,000 Hills coffee shop to practice the act of community and discussion with the summer reading novel Brave New World. We invited Pope High School students as well. I would have been happy if 20 Walton students showed, but instead we had over 180 students show. Then members of my ESA class on their own initiative participated in a beautiful activity. A half-dozen students traveled to Norton Park Elementary School, a poor school that feeds into Osborne High School. Our ESA students volunteered their newly developed Spanish skills to help the Latino parents of Norton Park negotiate the American educational system because of the lack of English skills the parents possessed stymied their families. One of our students volunteered the rest of the year, every Wednesday evening, to act as an English aide to the parents in their adult English class. I continue to see a flourishing Habitat for Humanity presence in our school. Students enthusiastically collect funds for curing cancer. The mission to Peru, the Dominican Republic, or under Atlanta bridges continue. During the bouts of senioritis that were plaguing students in the final weeks, One of our students collected funds in 2 of my classes to loan poor but deserving people money through Kiva, or an organization that runs microloans. There is nothing like giving hope to the deserving in order to give our students a boost. In a book I teach called Mountains Beyond Mountains, about Dr. Paul Farmer's work in Haiti, an American asks, how could a just God permit great misery? The Haitian peasants answered with a proverb, God gives but doesn't share. This means God gives us humans everything we need to flourish, but he's not the one who's supposed to divvy up the loot. That charge was laid upon us. Graduating class of 2015, most of us are headed to college. Some to Yale, Stanford, Princeton, or Brown. Others to Georgia, Georgia Tech, KSU, Georgia Southern State, or Perimeter. You have been charged with the task of correcting the inequities and damage that frankly has been caused by my generation and the generation before us. You are our best hope. My wife is a big fan of superhero movies and TV shows. Sometimes I sit with her and watch Daredevil, The Flash, Arrow, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Recently we went on a date to see the new Avengers movie. There is a particular scene she loves. All of the Avengers, the superheroes, form a circle around an object they must protect. Collectively, the heroes fight off the attacking forces of evil. The key word is collectively. If talented teams, like the Marvel heroes, like the Atlanta Hawks, like the Walton students, act selflessly as a unit towards the common purpose of building a better, more just world, sunny prospects await us. I see future corporate leaders in our class. I see future policy leaders working in Washington, D.C. I see doctors, lawyers, or engineers, teachers, or scientists. If you remember the importance of getting everyone in your sphere of influence engaged, of passing the ball 6 times to others before you shoot, of being selfless to a cause, then we will move mountains. Thank you very much.